going on, my peeps? Welcome back to a brand new video. It feels so nice to just be fully back in the schedule with no timpano on the mind. This is also the first Instagram poll I've done since probably 2 months ago now. And out of the 4 options I gave you, you guys of course chose the black ice cream. Nothing quite like a good old 3-year-old internet trend that is borderline dangerous and not safe for human consumption. Also, I'm just so thrilled to be making ice cream this week, considering it's been blizzarding every single day. It's about 12 degrees. If mine comes out as good as Nikki's did in the tasty video, I will be very happy. I enjoy a good ice cream cone once in a while, so let's get right into it. Now, to the surprise of nobody, this recipe is difficult and it has a lot of components that could give me some problems. Namely, the charcoal and the dry ice. Now, the charcoal's not too bad. I did plenty of research on it and it seems to be safe if ingested in smaller quantities. So I'm not going to be devouring 3 of these ice cream cones. As for the dry ice, not only does it seem like it's borderline impossible to find dry ice somewhere near me, but the places that do have it, you either need to buy in bulk, have some type of pre-existing account with the company to order said dry ice, or, you know, you could buy it online. They ship to my state and my area. We go to buy it. Let's read the safety. Dry ice is harmful if eaten or swallowed. Never put dry ice into any food, drinks, or liquids that might be ingested by humans or animals. So not only is it unsafe, but it just seems like it's going to be a pain to get, so I'm going to try a few workarounds. We'll get to that in a second. First thing I did today was gathered up all my ingredients for the ice cream. Remember, we also have to make the sugar cone at the end. What you see here is just the stuff for the ice cream. Now I'm going to follow a recipe from a website called Chef Steps. Everything on this website is either in ounces or grams, so I busted out the old scale and went to town on it. This is just a really simple ice cream base that is made up of milk, sugar, a little bit of heavy cream, some milk powder, vanilla extract, and salt. They said you could put this in a blender. They said you could put this in a pot on some low heat to make sure everything's dissolved. I'm just going to use my whisk attachment to make sure all this is mixed together. Now also, I didn't mention, for this first batch I'm not going to include any of my charcoal. I just want to see if my idea is going to work with a ice cream recipe that I know works in itself. And here's my genius idea. You know how back in the day you would put your ice cream base in a bag and then put that bag in a larger bag with some salt and ice? Well, I think it might just work if we combine some kosher salt and ice in these small little bags, throw them down in my stand mixer with the dough attachment, and give it a very slow churning. Maybe with this attachment it won't break the bag, it'll just kind of push it around. Also with the stand mixer you should be able to get that churned soft serve effect too. But about 30 seconds in, I pulled the bag out and it was full of ice cream base, meaning there's a hole and we have salty water in our ice cream. I quickly whipped up another batch of my ice cream base, and this time I'm gonna do it old school and work those forearms. I put it in a bag, and in a larger shopping bag I put a ton of salt and ice. I gave it a twist and shook the living heck out of this. For a solid 10 minutes, you'd be surprised how quickly the ice cream freezes up. If you've ever done that old internet ice and salt challenge, you might know. Now, right before your mixture becomes completely solid and you get big chunks of solid ice cream, I dumped it out into my stand mixer and added about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of my charcoal. Now, apparently, based on everything I've read, this is safe to consume in small amounts. People use it to absorb poisons or, toxins that you weren't supposed to eat, so we should be okay. If only it had the power to absorb the last 2 years worth of junk that I've eaten on this channel. And although this is looking pretty good, I threw it in my freezer to have it set a little bit more while we worked on the cone. A while ago, if you watched my giant ice cream cone video, I made a huge sugar/waffle cone that I just made on a non-stick skillet, so I'm going to use that same recipe for this. It's a very odd combination of like egg whites and sugar and vanilla and flour. If it works anywhere as well as it did last time, I'll be very happy. Of course, we cannot forget our charcoal, which I think I might have put a little bit too much. But one at a time, I spooned about 1/4 cup of my batter onto my nonstick pan. I spread it around a little bit, and just like last time, these were working pretty darn well. The only thing I do warn you guys of if you make this is watch your fingers when you try to flip your little crepes, because boy are these things hot. You also have to form them into cones almost immediately after you take it off the pan. I mean, the second you take them off the heat, they start to crisp up, so they can be very hot, just be careful. But I was able to form a bunch of pretty decent looking cones. And once I had about 5 or 6 finished, I set those to the side, and the very last thing I have to do is take my ice cream back out of the freezer and give it a good whip in my stand mixer. Technically, the way we made this, it's really not a soft serve ice cream like we were going for, but I'm hoping to incorporate some air just to make it really smooth and uniform, and it's looking pretty good. So let's give one a try. Here's the big moment. The color of the cone looks really good, actually. The color of the ice cream looks like the gray stuff from Beauty and the Beast. That doesn't look too bad. Also, without dry ice or a real ice cream machine, that looks pretty close to soft serve. The cone is pretty good. It just tastes like a normal sugar cone made on a flat top, not in a waffle iron. The ice cream is strange. It's got like a weird, like, grainy milkiness. That could have came from the charcoal, the milk powder. It's definitely not bad, but it's not good. I'm also pretty certain that you're not supposed to eat even half of what I have in my hand without it being borderline unsafe. I mean, it's fun, it's cool, it's different. Worth the time and the 6 hours I just spent? Probably not. Kinda looks like I licked a tire. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave me a big like. Follow me over on Twitter and Instagram. This video is going up on Thursday because I'm hopefully gonna have another one for you on Sunday. I try not to put them too close together. So look out for that. Other than that, have an awesome end of your week, and I will see you right back here next time. Peace.
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my 18. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision.